What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here for Distance. Got a video for you guys, prediction video. Marco Huck versus Denis Lebedev. Matchup takes place this Saturday for the WBO Cruiserweight Championship. Quite an overlooked matchup in a way. Surprised very few people are really talking about it, but this is actually a very decent matchup. Denis Lebedev coming off of a win over, I believe, Enzo Maccarinelli back in September on the Magnificent 7 card. And Marco Huck coming off of a knockout win over Matt Godfrey back in August. Decent matchup. This matchup here is going to be, the next huge test for Marco Huck because the first test was Steve Cunningham, and he didn't do too well in that test. It didn't go over so well for him. So he's been fighting over the last couple years, and I think there's a little bit of improvement, but he's still flawed. Denis Lebedev, more of a technical boxer. I think he thinks a lot. I believe he thinks a lot more about what he's going to do compared to Marco Huck. I think he's more of a boxer than a fighter. And a lot of people kind of get misconstrued because he has that left hook that knocks guys out left and right if it lands at will. But he's the type of fighter, he doesn't get too aggressive. But he likes to set up his shots, set up his power shots, whether it be the left hook to the body or the left hook up top, or even the counter left hook. Uses the left hook in different ways. Something that's very interesting about his style of fighting. But overall, going into the matchup, in this matchup, Marco Huck is going to have to pretty much fight a very technical matchup. I do think that something that Lebedev has over Marco Huck is technique. And I think he's the better boxer. So in this matchup, I believe that Marco Huck has to be technical in this matchup, and I think that something that's going to work for him would probably be the jab to the body. Something to worry about when he jabs to the body is getting countered by the left hook up top, but Marco Huck has a block style that will kind of protect himself from the hook up top. If you look at his block style, which is much different from a lot of other fighters as they jab, his block style is covering the right side of his face, and that protects himself from the left hook, which is the dangerous shot coming from Lebedev. Something else that Marco Huck needs to look at is, after jabbing to the body, is the overhand right up top. That's a punch that typical southpaw fighters have trouble defending themselves from, and Denis Lebedev is a fighter that has had trouble protecting himself from the right hand. Straight right hand up top, Lebedev has had trouble protecting himself from that single shot. Also, beating him to the jab. Also, when he's inside of his lead foot, go for the short left hook inside. Because if you look at the Maccarinelli fight, and even though the fight didn't last too long, if you look at that fight, Lebedev, was inside and he was, out of range. He was inside, he was out of range, but a punch that was landing clean and effectively was the left hook. So Marco Huck does need to look at the left hook, and something that Marco Huck doesn't need to do is kind of get something I'll call lead foot in this fight. And when I say lead foot, he doesn't want to get overly aggressive. He doesn't want to get too aggressive, because if he gets too aggressive, then maybe inside of his punches, because he does, when he wants to get aggressive and he gets over aggressive and he throws wild and he throws wide, and all he throws is hooks. He doesn't, I think a majority of those punches that come from Marco Huck has to be straight punches. They have to be straight punches. They have to, he has to beat him to these punches. Not necessarily keep him at the end of them, but just beat him to the punch. Attack first. Jab to the body, but after you jab to the body, look up top for the straight right hand, because it's gonna be there with Denis Lebedev. The straight right hand will be there definitely, and also move a majority of the time to Lebedev's right side, and I think that Huck could win this fight if he stands and he boxes and he stays outside, he keeps a range, and beats him to the jab and uses that to the best of his ability. I think he could take this matchup in a close one. Denis Lebedev in this matchup, Denis Lebedev uses a lot of movement. and I've seen videos where he's improved a little bit over time. Something that Lebedev does is, if you notice with him, he does, like when you throw the jab, he does kind of slap it down. And I'm saying Marco Huck needs to go to the body, because Lebedev, with his tendencies, he kind of slaps the jab down. He tries to slap it down and come over top with his own jab or a left hook. So that's why I was saying go over the top. But with Denis Lebedev needs to, with Denis Lebedev in this matchup, when Denis Lebedev slaps the jab down, he needs to come over with the straight shot. With a hook. Come over the jab with a hook. I think he could very well take this matchup. Marco Huck also aggressive fighting to the body. He throws, like I say, he throws the left hook very well to the body. Hooks to the body because Marco Huck's hand positioning, his blocking style, pretty much goes, up top. His blocking style pretty much is just up top, and it doesn't really protect his body all that much. So come around the elbows, hit him with the left hook, maintain the kind of a little bit of a body attack, a small body attack, but kind of stand outside and kind of measure him out. Use the southpaw jab. Move to utilize that to the best of his ability. Utilize that, and also I think that the way that Huck throws his jab, and sometimes when he gets aggressive, that leaves room for Lebedev's left hook, short left hook, whether it be inside or coming from the outside of outside of a range. I believe that he can use those to the best of his ability to win this matchup. Using the southpaw, beating the southpaw, throwing the right jab and set up the left hook. Look for the openings, look for the shot. But it's not really looking for one single shot for Denis Lebedev. I think that it's using something that will lead to that shot, whether it be the jab to the jab up top, whether it be the jab up top, whether it be making Huck go back using the jab, and trying to set him up for the hook up top, using that jab. I think that Denis Lebedev pretty much has to focus on a lot of boxing, a lot of counter punching, because there's going to be counter opportunities with Marco Huck, who throws a lot of hook shots. Also, the punch that he does try to land is the left uppercut, and I think he should probably take a look at that shot, because it could be open when Huck is being overly aggressive. I think that shot will be there for him. It could be, who knows. But me, this is going to be an interesting matchup to look at. I believe that Marco Huck, very strong fighter. He's done well against his past few opponents, but I think he's flawed. And I like Denis Lebedev in this matchup because I think that he's a little more polished as a boxer, and not only that, I think that the left hook, I think he'll be looking for that left hook and trying to find the opening for that left hook, and I think he can knock out Marco Huck in probably about 8 rounds. So, and I think that if it goes the distance, then I think Marco Huck is going to be in retreat mode if it goes the distance, and we'll probably get the decision. But I'm going with Denis Lebedev, 8th round knockout. So anyway, guys, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.